Irangoli, you protect every day. Irangoli, ah yeah, yeah, yeah. Irangoli, ah yeah, yeah, yeah. Irangoli.
In the late 13th century BC, King Meryey of the Libu persuaded the other Libyan tribes along with the Sea People to attack the Nile Valley. The tribes together was led by an alliance called the Nine Bows. This must have been their war council. Meryey was the leader of the Nine Bows. The Rebu or the Libu then attacked the Tamihu. The Tamihu joined the alliance after being defeated. So, and this is also the Meshwesh, is also the Libu and the Rebu. The Egyptians were forced to leave the Nile Delta. Cattle was no longer grazed there because the Libyans overran the area. The alliance gathered at Meryey to attack even deeper into the Nile Valley. Meryey ordered his army to not attack until the whole force of Libyans and Sea People were stopped. Meryey wanted a large battle, one large pitched battle. Pride drove Meryey to fight on the Egyptians' terms, not on his own. If he would have used the hit and run tactics that the Libyans was known for, the outcome would have been very different because they were winning before. The swordsmen and the chariots of the Egyptians were covered by the archers. For 6 hours, the Sea People and the Libyans were decimated by the Egyptian archers. Meryey tried to rally his army, but they panicked and the retreat became a rout. The archers threw down their bows, arrows, and quivers. They even loosened up their water skins. Meryey lost 6 sons in the battle, and he fled in the night alone, even without putting in the feathers in his hair. The remaining 9 bulls were killed. Meryey fled the scene. This event mirrors the fate of Darius the Great of Persia.
برگشت به حنار رفتن موسیار به ماهیار گفت رفیق گفت چیه؟ گفت این دیگه مرد جنگ نیست، سزاوار تخت و تاج نیست، یکی دشنه ای از کمر برکشید. دشنه رو کشید، جانوسیار بزد، سینه نامور بردارید. چه راست زد بس خس افکن یک حمله برای دارا.
While I live, you are bound by that oath. When you march, you have to march forward over the flesh and bones of Ivan McCulloch.
So all throughout history, one of the worst enemies of ancient Egypt was their neighbors to the west. At the time, the Sahara was confined to a small area in Central Africa. All the rest was a vast grassland or steppe. The Sea of Grass was home to numerous nomadic tribes. The Garamantes, the Gaituli, the Maru, the Nasamoans, just to name a few. For some time now, history has been turned into story time. History is supposed to be a science, non-subjective. If an event happened, then it happened. It's okay if it makes you mad. It's the truth. So the first Egyptologists, and this is the truth, the first Egyptologists were looking for proof that civilization in Egypt was not African, that it was European in origin. And they, by extension, they strove to prove that the civilizations of Libya and Nubia were also non-African. So African people was not thought to have had any civilizations. Any monuments and paintings were altered to illustrate their views. This is the painting of the tomb of on Seti's tomb. Uh, this is used to prove this view. This is the real tomb picture. Look at the parts that are not altered. The Tamihu, they have black skin. These same people came to be called Moors. Moors also mean black. When studying history, national pride, and imposing their own worldview has to take a back seat if they are to be believed that all people are equal. Then we can't go back and say that some people can't develop a civilization. We got to be real researchers and not participate in brainwashing.
Ignore. Just refuse to publish any facts of African history that don't go along with our racial theories.
We need to create a religious, scientific doctrine so that the African slavery won't appear that bad after.
What we need to do is flood the world with new African histories that contain our European perspectives only.
Start renaming people and places. Replace African names with Arabic and European names. This will disguise their true black identity.
Let's change the criteria for defining race. For example, one drop of Negro blood in America makes you a Negro, no matter how light the skin.
Yes, when reporting ancient African history, reverse the standard. No matter how dark the skin, woolly the hair, or thick the lips, you don't have to be a Negro.
When black contribution to civilization is too obvious, let's find a way to attribute it to outside white influences.
When all the ancient historians contradict your theory, we'll just discredit them.